All right, everybody. Time for the Harfest Spooktacular. Gonna be playing some Night in the Woods tonight. Doing my first ever live stream here. Probably gonna take some time for me to figure out how all these things work for a live stream, but I'm really excited for this. To figure out how all these... Hey, Krogan. Good to see you, my friend. Hey, Monster, how's it going? Hey, Goose. How you guys doing tonight? It's good to have you here right before you hit the hay, Moose. Or Monster. Hey, Vicky. Hey, everybody. All right. Yes, it is kind of a pain, Soundbox. I think I have it figured out. I usually actually do this when I record video. I usually just record it straight there because it's the easiest way to do it when I'm playing on PlayStation. But we'll get started here. So I got it set up right at Harfest. And what I'm going to do, the Harfest level, and I'm going to be providing commentary the same way I usually do with my videos, giving us, kind of an analytical look at the game. Thank you guys for joining me. This is really cool to get to engage in the community this way. Hey there, Apex. Just really fun to get to do this and engage in with the community this way. And I think that this should be something that should be a lot of fun to keep on doing. Audio is not working right. Can you guys hear me, or is it just kind of like distant? Voice keeps lagging. That's interesting. Let me see. Huh. Let's see here. Let's see if I can mess with that. Huh, skipping every second or so. Let me try. If I do this, is it any better right now? Sounds echoey. Okay. Let me try something else instead. Hold on here. Is this any better? How's the audio now? I switched microphones. Can you guys hear me better? Okay, cool. If any, if you guys notice any other weird things with sound or things like that, just let me know. Like I said, still figuring out all of the little things with it. So I'll go ahead and get started here. Yeah, keep me updated if anything sounds weird or off. Yeah, I switched to the headset before it was on the on my room mic. Let me try one more thing here. That's not what I wanted to do. Yeah, I think we just have to roll with this on the on this mic. I'll try to work it out for future sessions. Any case, good to have you guys here. So let's take a look at May's messages. Was a message here from B that I'd already looked at. So happy Halloween from Greg. It's going good, Krogan. It's going good. So we'll head downstairs. Yeah, oh yeah. I mean, I can always figure out audio issues and things like that. You know, down the line when I do more of these. Love these pictures here on the wall in May's house. Really like the one of the Civil War soldier in particular over there. There's that sturdy girl line that comes up again at the end with Germ's grandma. It's grandfather clock. Yeah, I wish that as well. I wish I had also ordered that when it came out. I was very excited to get it. Didn't end up getting it. It might be Anselm Borowski. It might be. It's possible. All right, so let's head downstairs. Go ahead and talk to Mom. Yeah, the journal in it was really, really cool in particular. Yeah, so here is where May and her mom get into really their big blow-up conversation. It's really a tough one to watch. I will be talking about this pretty extensively in my next video, my next character video. I'll be taking a look at May's mom. But yeah, having been on both sides of conversations like these, it's pretty tough. Yeah, that really is such a May thing to do. I do love how she just kind of pops up on there. Hey, Anthony, how's it going, bud? Adding voice acting would be really cool. Hey, Aiden. May's angry fan is pretty great. Rough line from May here. tell it's just a dagger to bring this up here. I'm not sure what things Mom might have wanted to do when she was growing up instead of being here in Possum Springs, but definitely stings. So yeah, I'll be breaking down this conversation more in my upcoming video where I'll be taking a look at May's mom. But you know, it's really you know, I think I've talked about in a lot of my videos. I almost dropped out of college around the same point that May did, and I remember having conversations like this with my parents, and I also remember, you know, my brother. You know, I managed to get my stuff together, but my brother, he really didn't, and he kind of went back and forth at college a couple times, and he had some similar conversations with them, and you know, there's a lot going on here because, you know, May's mom and her dad, you know, they are letting her come back home and stay there, and we're on day 7 now, and she's been staying there, you know, without telling them what you know, happened. So I think it's really a surprise that May's mom hasn't gone off before this point, to be quite honest. Hey there, Tay. As for the cozy thing about Night in the Woods being a cozy game, it's interesting you guys bring that up because I actually saw Scott Benson talk about how much he dislikes that term. But I think that in terms of what we call a cozy game, I think you could call it like it's got some cozy vibes, but it does kind of have it still has a lot of darker and more serious themes in there. So I think you could say it's a little bit of both. Yeah, I can understand that having a bit of a build up to the cult stuff. As for Krogan, you had a question. Yeah, I mean, I think if Revenant Hill does well, then I could definitely see them, you know, doing something like that, doing a you know, kind of like a limited release type thing to go along with it. Let's keep rolling on here. All right. Yeah, a lot of daily life stuff mixed with a lot of the existential cosmic themes. All right, let's see. I don't think that, no, this way isn't open yet. I always forget that that is actually, that's Germ's, I think it's his brother or his uncle? Yeah, it's his uncle. It's Germ's uncle or his dad right there working there. I forgot about that until I was working on my Germ video. Love the little additions you get to the town here for Harfest Day, for Halloween. All right, let's check in on Selmers. Selmers, of course, is a really requested character here in terms of people that you guys want me to make a character video for, and one is definitely coming. Should either be January or February that Selmers is going to get a video. I agree with Selmers. You definitely can't mess around on Halloween. It's my favorite holiday. My favorite thing about Selmers is the first time we played the game, my wife and I kind of changed things up. And she played the game the first time through, and she got tired of Selmers' poems. So after a little while, we didn't see them. And so then when we saw Selmers' big video, or not big video, Selmers' big poem at the end, which is really just a killer poem, she was pretty surprised. That's really cool, Soundbox. I would love to see that video on cut content because there is a ton of it. Yeah, how is the FNAF movie? Oh, that would have been awesome, Soundbox. That would have been really cool. I'd love to see that. That would have been really, really cool. Jackie's a cool character. Check it on this guy up here. Let's go ahead and hop up to the top here. I don't remember if this is a don't remember if this is a Mr. Chazikov day or not. Nope. Not one of the days that he's up there. Yeah, I don't get into the theaters myself these days because just I got kids, so it makes it tough to get out to the movie theater. All right. Got our friends, the city council here. I broke down this conversation in one of my previous videos about them. They're talking about the Ferris wheel from Harfest, which, yeah, to be fair, it does not sound like the safest thing in the world. I'll talk about it in greater detail in one of my future videos, but really the big theme here with whether it's Aunt Molly or whether it's the city council, in my opinion, is just the fact that all of the authority figures in Possum Springs are just kind of ineffective and falling apart and just not doing what they should be doing. The city council's just arguing over stuff and just a big mess. I've got my theories about them having some connections to the cult. It's one of the big themes here with the game, which is why I think we were just talking about Mr. Chazikov, who doesn't have a segment today. I think that one of the big things about Mr. Chazikov is that he's one of the few people who really does give May a good example of an authority figure. Set up to the church area. Yeah, small town government, certainly like that. I'd love to see Possibilities get a call back in there as well. Monster. Personally, I would love to order out from Possibilities. It just sounds like a great restaurant. The architecture on this church is just awesome. It's got a really cool look. I agree a Night in the Woods movie would be cool. I could definitely see a good 6-episode series of Night in the Woods. So yeah, if you go to check in on May's mom here, she just wants nothing to do with her. And we'll be talking about that more in my upcoming video on her. Yeah, the stained glass is really cool. We got the room back here where you get to, where you get to see the vision of May's grandfather. Nothing in here today. I'm pretty sure this is one of the days when. Pretty sure this is one of the days where Pastor Kate and Bruce are out here talking. Got our statue of Saint Rubello, which of course pops up in the Revenant Hill trailer. Got a lot of thoughts on all that. Could just be an Easter egg. Could be a hint that they're set in the same universe. Either way, I think it's cool that he's there. Yeah, breathe some fire already, dude. I think Pastor Kate, we were talking about yeah, this dialogue would be where you don't meet Pastor Kate beforehand. I kind of ran through the game just to get to this particular point. So I've actually never seen the dialogue with this particular bent to it myself. Well, that's awesome, Monster. Cats are great. My cats will probably be making an appearance, at least on audio at some point here. They were tussling a little bit earlier. Looks like they're chilling now. But I think that the thing about Pastor Kate is that she's another example of a really good authority figure in the city, or in the town. She's really trying to make things better here, to improve things, with her help for the homeless, her help for Bruce, which really stands in contrast to folks like the city council, who are corrupt. I think May would be kind of fixated on the breathing fire thing here. All right, let's go check it on Bruce. Really do love this journal. It's such a nice feature. Everything that I have seen from what I've read about, everything I've read about Revenant Hill makes it sound like there's going to be some kind of journal mechanic in that game. Be really cool if there is. All right. Let's see Bruce. Aw, thanks, Super. Happy birthday. My birthday is actually next weekend myself. And then back this way. I'll take a look at this. I agree with the thought about a Life is Strange series. That could be great, for sure. And yeah, I'm with you there, Monster. May's May's love of just, or May's ability just to go up and talk to anybody is pretty great. But yeah, fellow Scorpio. Yep, 32 next Sunday. All right. These guys, the weird twins. They kind of have that vibe of, the witches from Macbeth, just in kind of like a more Possum Springs goth kid fashion. Yeah, the weird teens. Yeah, not twins. There's three of them. That wouldn't make sense. Yeah, and you're totally right about that, Bruce. You're totally right about that, Goose. I mean, when I was in Pittsburgh, everybody was just so nice and so welcoming. It was a lot different than just kind of going about cities where I'm at. It's really something that struck me there. May definitely has that Pittsburgh vibe. These guys are funny. Tacos are always good. My family, we have tacos. We always have tacos on Halloween. Narc on us to the pastor. All right. Head back into town now. City Council still chilling there. Up there's Molly. Two characters I would love to hear the banter between with voice actors would be May and Aunt Molly. I mean, she's not wrong. Carrying a battle axe would be pretty impressive. Hey there, Ice. Nice banner here. I do really like the way that Night in the Woods kind of gives you those cues about what you should do next. Lori. There will be a Lori video. It will. Lori's going to be the first of the side characters that I cover. Lori's video will either be in December or January. More than likely December. Lots of people have been asking for Lori. I can't wait to talk about Lori. I think Lori's such a cool character. Yeah, I could definitely see May being a weird goth or edgy Tumblr user. That definitely checks out. Angus! Angus is just the best. It's a bummer, Goose. I teach that day, but I'll be free that night. I'll be going into work as probably Spider-Man. It's probably what I'm going to go to work as. And then I'm going to come home and take my daughters out trick-or-treating. They're very excited. I have a 4-year-old and I have a 1-year-old and 1.5, and the 1.5-year-old is just so excited for Halloween. She goes around saying, knock, knock, trick or treat. And she's going to have such a great time with it. Smelters, guys. Love these guys. Just in their own zone, doing their own thing. Talk about football. Very clearly references to Steelers football. I watched a lot of Steelers games when I was in Pittsburgh. I'm on the other side of the state. I'm an Eagles fan, but I always enjoyed watching football with those groups. Check in on Greg. would love to hear this story from May about her job. All right, let's smash some light bulbs, folks. Yeah, that really does suck, Aiden. That's a shame. If May had been in Smash Bros, that would have made my life. That is one thing. That would have been the coolest thing. Ah! Oh, Greg. Yeah, it would have been especially cool because at the time, at my school that I was working at the time, I was running a Super Smash Bros. Club after school. So we would have these big tournaments and everything, and that was May. Having May was obvious in the game was obviously the character I really wanted to see. All right. Let's head down this way. Now, this is actually something I forgot to do on my most recent footage playthrough of the game. So it's good that getting to do this now. This part coming up here, pretty pivotal. It's where things start to kind of coalesce and kind of bring us back to the more mysterious side of things. And as I made the case in my video on Germ, it's Germ who often brings these points up about, brings the plot back up with many of the things that are going on, many of the things that he's observed. So let's talk to Germ here. Scams is an interesting character. There are some people who think that Scams is Scams is Ide. It is a pretty popular theory. I will be coming out in a video on Ide soon. I have my own theories about Ide. I can understand where people are going for with that one, but Germ is great. Germ is my absolute favorite character. Germ is a year younger than May, so May's 20 and Germ is 19. There's that comment about ghosts. And if you up the hill to the woods, which will become pretty pivotal later in this on this day. Yeah, Germ's he's awesome. His quips, his authenticity. He reminds me of a guy I used to play in a band with back when I was in Pittsburgh. Games similar to this. So there is Fall of Porcupine. I did enjoy Fall of Porcupine. It wasn't as good as I had hoped it would be. A game that I personally think has a lot of similarities, not necessarily in terms of gameplay, but in terms of themes, is Disco Elysium. I will at some point be doing a massive comparison between Disco Elysium and Night in the Woods. It's something I'm waiting for until channel's a little bit bigger, until I have a little bit more time to devote to it. There's nothing quite like it, but there's things that are reminiscent. Pumpkinhead guy. Yeah, Disco Elysium's also just a great game. Yeah, there is. It's a reference to a backer. One of the backers. One of the backers from their Kickstarter. Fall Porcupine, it's all right. I mean, I think it was pretty good. I think it could have been better. I thought the mini games were really pretty well polished. Well, not the mini games were fun. There were some bugs in some of them. The ideas behind the mini games were fun. The story kind of hit home because it's got a lot of like references to the pandemic and things like that. I thought it was pretty decent. It's wasn't Night in the Woods, but it was fun. Not a Miss Roast day. Oh yeah, we gotta get ourselves a pretzel. Was it worth picking up? I would maybe wait till it's like on sale or something. It's not like something to rush for. Necessarily. I'm hoping that they add. I'm hoping that they add some more content to the game. There's some parts of the game that are a little bare. All right, let's get ourselves a pretzel here. I'm pretty good at these segments. Watch, I'm going to say I'm really good at these segments, and this is going to be like one of the few times that I get caught. Just very cautious here. Score. Pierogies are great. Back at the college I went to out in Pittsburgh, we had pierogies out all the time. All right, let's get on up to give our rat baby friends some wonderful, wonderful pretzels. I don't open this guy on up. This is my daughter's. My wife really loves this part of the game, but my daughters love this part of the game too. They'll ask to play this game just so we can go and yes, I will go meet the roof cat. But my daughters asked to play this game just so that we can go and give the pretzels to the rat babies. All right, here's the pretzel. My daughters they love this part. All right. There we go. Oh, yeah, the extra room. Let me go back there. I Don't know if we can go in there today. Yeah, the extra room, that was actually like one of the first like theories I really tried to figure out about this game. I think personally, and I'm not sure, I'm not totally sure, but I think the extra room was supposed to be reserved for Bruce. Okay, extra room's not open yet. But I think that the extra room was supposed to be used for Bruce. That's my best guess anyway. All right, let's head on back home. Let's go take a look at the poster of Casey first. Go ahead and just reorganize. Ball of yarn. Yeah, I think that Pastor... Yeah, I think that's exactly what was going on. I think that Pastor K knew there was a spot there and decided to try to set it up for him. That's my best guess. The ball is great. My cat is currently eyeing up the ball bouncing. He's like, hey, that looks like fun. My cats also go crazy when they see the squirrels from this game, which I think is really hilarious and pretty on brand. Oops, went a little too far here. Back to May's house. Oh, I did look for the star catcher, the Mr. Chazikov segments, but he's not there right now. Fortunately, it's not one of his days that he's up there. All right, let's go check out. Let's get ready for Harfest. Hey, play a little bit of Demon Tower real quick. Yeah, I'm actually pretty far in on Demon Tower. I was watching, my daughters were home for a day, and I stayed home to watch them, and my daughters were insistent on us playing Demon Tower. Yeah, it's a great game inside the game, and I'm currently getting just wrecked. The Dark Souls fan in me is ashamed. And I am dead. I've never beaten it, but it is something I'm going to go back and play at some point. It is a really nice mini game inside a game. And I'm just getting destroyed here. Okay, probably enough Demon Tower for tonight. Yeah, I'm sure as it goes on, I'm sure as it goes on that it gets pretty complicated here. All right, let's get on and get dressed for Harfest. Time to get spooky. I love this costume. Really, really love this costume. No sleep. Harfest. All right. Harfest time. Always throws me off when I get to this point that May, once you put on this outfit, May can't jump anymore. I'm just so used to just instinctively jumping around as May all the time. Got the librarian. Oh, that's cool that you dressed up your Aiden, that you dressed up your Animal Crossing character to look like that. That's cool. I've got the Smelters fans here. Some other assorted townsfolk. Mr. Penderson's down here. That guy is supposedly the mayor, at least the guy waving there. At least that's what the wiki suspects. Probably is. We got police behind him. Maybe that's actually Dan McConnell driving behind him. Who knows? Oh, that's one of the Kickstarter characters. That's pretty cool. Let's go and play some... we got the Harfest kid chilling out here. Oh, thanks for tuning in so early, Tay. Appreciate it. But if you need to get some rest, no worries. Stream will be here to watch anytime, and I'll also be trying to do some earlier streams. Yeah, it's almost 11 for me where I'm at on the East Coast. I could do, Danny, you mentioned voicing the Love in the Woods demo. I could probably do that at some point. I'll probably also do a live stream of it at some point. Alright. Go ahead and spin the wheel. I've wondered that myself, Soundbox. It's a good question. Good luck on your shift tomorrow, Goose. Hope it goes well. We have a small Halloween party that we're doing tomorrow with a couple of my friends and my daughters, and then my brother's kids. I love these two mini games. You know, they're both editions from the both weird autumn editions. Really cool. That would be pretty funny, Soundbox. Yeah, I wish my town had something like this too. My wife and I talk about this every year, how much we wish that there was something like Harfest in our town. Let's try to get these town council members, city council members. There we go. Not going to be playing quarterback for the Smelters anytime soon with these throws, but getting the job done. The Halloween part will be fun. Yeah, that's a good point, Marco. Government officials subjecting themselves to a little water balloon toss. Possum Springs. More like Awesome Springs. Big Pokemon go to the polls energy there. All right, and now to check in with, man, I think it's impressive that Mr. Mr. Penderson is still up right now. This is certainly past his bedtime. That cranky guy. All right, check in on B and get recruited into helping out with the Harfest pageant. Live from the old pickaxe. Oh, Danny's great. Poor Danny. Just, oh man, he's been really going through it. Works a lot of jobs. Never works out for him for various reasons. It's really a shame. He's great. Cheering for him. Poor guy just, when you see him at the beginning, he's lost his job. It really hints at a lot of the, a lot of the themes of, economic strife and everything that are in this game. Just talking to him that first time was one of the things that reminded me, or this made me realize just how serious of a game this is going to be. He's there, folks. This particular segment has always reminded me of the part in The Witcher 3 where Geralt has to help out with the play with Dudu. %20 actual history, 80% spooks. Spookies. Pad remake that doesn't respect the source material. So guys, with these play lines, should I wing it, or do you guys want me to try to pick the real lines? I think... I think I'm seeing more for Do It Right, but I do not remember. So I guess we're just going to kind of go with whatever I get here. Maybe do a little bit of a mix. Do some winging it and some with the correct lines. Thou art a rude and naughty boy. That's definitely not correct. Yeah. Yeah, I'm with you there, Monster. It's very strange to see this type of dialogue outside of, Dark Souls and literature. Definitely laying it on thick here, the folk of Possum Springs with this type of play in the dialogue. Greg appearance. Hang on real quick, guys. Greg doing an admirable job here. Like how May just breaks character real quick. It's like, what are you doing here, Greg? Their reactions when she does get lines wrong is pretty funny. I think the right one. And here we go with the janitor. There will be a video on the janitor, another highly requested character. Other people have covered him and done some great videos on him, some great analysis. Very interesting character. As for what the main characters' voices sound like, Jay, I know that at one point I can't remember who, but Scott Benson said that Angus's singing voice sounds like Morrissey. Said that Angus's singing voice sounds like Morrissey. So I always try to imagine that in my head when Angus is singing. God the Janitor. He is a good singer. Definitely a good fit for the kind of music that the party barn garage band plays. Yeah, I think he kind of symbolically represents God and just kind of an omniscient presence in the world. What's really interesting is so many of the title drop. What's really interesting is there's so many of the bird characters in this game, whether it's the janitor, obviously, Germ's grandma, or Germ himself. They all seem to have some of these connections to the supernatural. Something I'll be exploring in a future video. So many big hints, just like everybody's pointing out in the chat about what's going to be coming up here. We get the hints about the mention of the title. We get all these comments from the janitor that make it really clear that he knows about who May knows a lot about May. More than he's letting on. We get this mention of ghosts, which is about to become a really big deal. It's really interesting. Yeah, I'll definitely be talking about the supernatural gifts and the bird folk. As for my favorite characters are my number one favorite character is Germ. After that, probably tied between Greg and B. I really do like them both equally for different reasons. Big fan of May's dad too. I think he's a really great character. I could see why you would have thought that. Why there would have been a connection between the janitor and Little Joe. You too, Monster. Have a good night. Again, so many hints about what's about to come. That's a good question, Krogan, and that's something I'm going to be really diving into in my video on Ide. I think it's probably pretty likely that people saw Ide instead of Little Joe. There's definitely a connection there between Ide and Little Joe. There wouldn't be so much there and so much brought up if there wasn't. Yeah, oh yeah, love the good foreshadowing there, Goose. Support your spooky local businesses. All right, coming up on about the end of this segment here. Looking forward to diving into that part, getting to see, where this plot really starts to turn. Before I do that, I do want to make a quick plug. Please be sure to like and subscribe if you haven't already, if you enjoy this type of content. And if you feel so inclined, really appreciate anybody who'd be willing to go ahead and become a channel member or support me over on Patreon. If you support me on Patreon or through a channel membership, you can get everything from members-only posts. I do a big newsletter once a month where I give an update on, what I'm planning on doing with the channel, upcoming videos. There are other tiers where you can get access to my videos early, actually because of where I'm at in my development cycle. I'm able to publish my videos. I'm able to publish the videos to the members on the channel members. Give them the videos almost 2 weeks early. My video on May's mom is actually already done, and I'll be publishing that to my channel members on Sunday. So if you are somebody who'd like to see these videos a little bit earlier, support the channel, please consider supporting me over on Patreon or the YouTube channel membership. My big goal someday is to really be able to make these videos full time. I want to just really work on them full time. It's my dream to be able to do something like that. And whether you support me over on Patreon or support me with a YouTube channel membership, or just supporting me by liking and subscribing, subscribing to the channel and liking the videos, either way, it's helping to make that a possibility. But most importantly, I want to thank all you guys for coming by and dropping in on the first big live stream here from the channel. So let's go ahead and close this out with this, with what ends Harfest and really kind of makes the plot turn in a different gear away from the hangouts. Up until now, May's just been kind of hanging out and having fun, and having a great time with her friends and trying to get back to being, who she was when she was here in Possum Springs. But now we go on to kind of the Scooby-Doo detective segment of this game, where she's got to investigate, figure out, well, what the heck is going on here? And this is really the moment that kind of grabs the bull by the horns and takes the plot in a really different direction. It's almost like a, the inciting incident of this game is, real mood shift for sure. The inciting incident of this game is absolutely finding that arm at the beginning of the game. But this is where it's kind of like a second recurrence of this. It's kind of a second recurrence of the. What was I going to say? A second recurrence of the inciting incident, kind of bringing everything back. I think it would be a much different game than Krogan. I'd be interested to see the alternate history there. Danny, love some suggestions on other games you'd like me to play. Right now I'm covering Witcher and Night in the Woods, and Disco Elysium. Might do some live streams of some of those games at some point. Can't blame B for never wanting to do that again. I can't imagine that was very easy to put together. Yeah, May would have to be a much different person to take that deal. I really do feel so bad for B with everything that she has going on. It's really got to be difficult. She's a character I really feel for, really empathize with. Everything she's got to do with her dad. It's got to be hard to, be just 20 years old and have to pull the weight for the business, and have to go out to these social events with the Chamber of Commerce folks. I'm sure B does not like doing these segments. I doubt that she likes spending time with these folks. I doubt that she, she's a socialist, and I'm sure these guys are kind of big capitalists, probably more Republican. I can't imagine that she likes doing this at all. Yeah, and both of those things can be true. You can like something and be not so great at it. You can like to do. You can. What was I going to say? You can be good at something and not enjoy doing it. B absolutely does not deserve to be in her situation. Man, could you imagine if B brought May along to go hang out with the Chamber of Commerce? I mean, May would do what May does, and just like I love May, but she would do something so foolish if she went to see the members of the Chamber of Commerce. It would not be good. All right, good night to Greg, good night to B. There would be chaos. Yes, it would be very funny and also chaos. I have a vision in my head of her eating too much at the buffet, probably maybe accidentally tripping a waiter. Maybe the waiter turns out to be Cole, and she accidentally trips him or something like that. It would be a mess. May would say something so out of pocket. Oh man, it would be a disaster. Here we go, folks. Let's go chasing them on down. I did not expect this either. I was very surprised by it. Now, some quick analysis here before we go see the next part, but like I think it's really interesting. You look at the methodology of the cult, but, they imply it's always somebody else's turn to go ahead and do this. I think it's pretty short-sighted on their end that they don't just, that this isn't just Ide's, Ide's job. Ide is obviously pretty good at doing this, considering he's able to walk through walls. I think it's interesting that for whatever reason, they kind of split the duties here, which is why Lerv ends up getting messing up the way he did. And somebody recommended that I do a video about the arm. I'm gonna do that coming up as we head towards more of our conclusions about what's going on with the cult and everything. Do a big summary video of the cult, and the arm will be before that. That's true. It might be a thing. That's a good point, Krogan. It might be the kind of thing where they feel like everybody has to do a little bit of this job. Yeah, it's one of those moments before we get this last stream here. Is one of those moments where it's just, it's so clear to me why people would. Why people speculated all along that that's a good point. It could also just be that he has a key there, Goose. That's definitely a good point. But yeah, it's it's so clear, after playing that segment, why people would think that Aunt Molly's in the cult. And I come from, I played I'm one of the people who played the very first edition of the game where Molly was not in the epilogue, and I was so taken aback the second time I played through the game when it was the Weird Autumn edition, and then I saw that Molly was back in the epilogue, because moments like that really do make you think that she's in the cult. Her appearance there is just so timely. Yeah, it's a little intense there, Shrek. All right, guys, and that's what kicks off the next part of the game, Weird Autumn. I love the way May wakes up. It just amuses me, just the sudden jolt up. All right, folks. So that is our Harfest segment. Gonna close out here tonight. I think. How about I go ahead and play a little Die Anywhere Else first? How's that sound? I think B would react to that pretty dramatically for sure there, Krogan. It would be pretty rough. Pretty rough for that to happen. Thank you. Thank you, Aiden. Thank you, Goose. Glad you guys had a good time. You can play a little Die Anywhere Else to close this out. I'm a bass player myself, so this is always one of my favorite things about the game. Glad to hear that, Tay. Really is so iconic. It's actually only because of the segments like this in the game that my wife and I actually found this game at all. We had just gotten done playing the remaster of Parappa the Rapper, and we were looking for similar games, rhythm games, because my wife is a music teacher. So she loves rhythm games. So we were looking for another rhythm game, and we were looking for suggested games on the PlayStation Store, and this was one of them because of these segments. I completely butchered that fill there. That would be really fun to do those with with a Guitar Hero controller. Yeah, there's some really good covers of it. Maybe sometime. My wife is a tremendous musician, and I play bass, so maybe we could at some point. My wife and I'll have to record an at-home cover of Die Anywhere Else. That would be a lot of fun. She's a tremendous musician. I always try to convince her to record some things. So yeah, guys, thank you all for coming to the live stream. So next week, I'm going to be dropping a video on Witcher 3. And then the following week on the 10th, I'll be dropping a video on May's mom. And then after that, on the 17th, the next video I just finished scripting today. The video I finished scripting today is about Kuno from Disco Elysium, so that'll be the next one. And then after that, the next live stream that I am going to do will be on, let me look at the exact date here, pull up my calendar. The exact date of the next live stream will be on November 22nd. That is Thanksgiving Eve. I don't know what it's like for you guys on Thanksgiving Eve, but when I think of Thanksgiving Eve, back in the day, before I was married, before I had kids, Thanksgiving Eve, the big deal about Thanksgiving Eve was, going out and seeing everybody that you graduated with at high school in town, and at parties and things like that. And so when I think of Thanksgiving Eve, I think of moments just like May going to that party in the woods. So we'll be playing through that party in the woods segment on the 22nd. Thank you, Krogan. Appreciate it, sir. And I'll put a poll out to see what time is good. I know some people wanted it to be earlier. I kind of wanted to do this one earlier, but I was busy with, I had a Dungeons and Dragons session before this that I needed to do, needed to DM, and didn't want to miss that. So that'll be the next live stream. Hope to see you guys there. And then that weekend on Black Friday, as long as all goes well, I will be dropping a video on IDE. That's when I'll be dropping my IDE theory video. Great seeing you guys. Thank you guys for coming. Like I said, please be sure to like, subscribe, and consider supporting me over on Patreon with a YouTube channel membership. Any way you can support the channel is much appreciated. Thank you guys. Really appreciate it. Great hanging out with you guys. I'll also try to get a better mic worked up. I had a room mic going for the first couple minutes, but it was just too much echo and everything going on, so I had to switch over to the to my headset. I'll probably just get a better headset for the next one. Great seeing you guys. Have a good night. Sleep well. Happy Halloween, and I will see you guys on Thanksgiving. Thank you so much, as always, for giving me your time. Great seeing you guys. Till next time.